good evening and welcome to SAT TV's Channel 9 Evening News. I am Nisha Charles.
And I am Desmond Joseph.
And we are your presenters for the evening. Thank you for joining us. Among the major developments, Dominica to benefit from increase in visitor arrivals.
2.5 million worth of cocaine seized in Bahamas.
Deadly Aleppo strike as UN envoy starts job.
And in sports, former champion Sajiko Southeast records their second victory in the 2012-2013 DFA Premier Division League.
Details of these and other stories after the break.
Support local, support SAT Telecoms Limited, the people's choice. Join hands with SAT and come in and sign up for your digital internet connection today. The fastest broadband digital internet. Why settle for imitation when you can get a better choice? Choose from our 5 packages. We've got the warm-up package going at 256 kilobytes for $28.75. We've got the breezy package at 1.5 megabytes going at $57.50. We've got the Maverick package at 3 megabytes going at $69. We've got the Jet Stream package at 4 megabytes going at $126.50. And we've got the Warp Drive package at 6 megabytes going at $241.50. So come in today and join in hands with the family of SAT Telecoms Limited and sign up for your fastest digital broadband internet service today.
Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. The people of Canefield East are making strides to fix up their roads and surroundings. A group of around 50 people came together around 3 weeks ago to form the Canefield East Improvement Committee when they saw the need to deal with the repairs that had been neglected in the area. Leader of the committee, Mr. Duncan Jerome, says it is the job of the people of any community to keep it running well.
Yes, we've had a problem for the last couple of months. Actual people were responsible for doing the cleanup, and so they have fallen short. And we realized that we can't continue to sit and wait for them to do it. So we just mobilized a couple of us a couple of weeks ago, and we decided to get on board and we started to do the streets because there were a lot of holes, and especially high up by my house up there, it was very, very, very bad. So a few of us got together and we started.
More members were expected to turn out during the day as some had other commitments during the time we were there. Mr. Jerome says after seeing the proactive nature of the people of Canefield, corporations came on board to help supply sand, cement and any other material needed for the project.
But, material from people like CCD and Maxwell Trading. Also the Pal Rep, Mr. Blackmore, chipped in some cement for us. And we still have a commitment from them that they will continue to provide material for us so we can continue our project.
He wants to emphasize that this is not due to the council not playing their roles, but simply a matter of cleaning up the community.
It's just we want to keep our front doors clean. So we're asking everybody else that listening to us now in their communities, they could do the same thing. If everybody keeps their front door clean, we wouldn't have to mobilize everybody every day or call on government or passionate people to assist, you know. So that's what we're asking for.
The project starts around 7 a.m. every Sunday, and the next area on the agenda is fixing up their bus stop.
Dominica's tourism is in a much better place as visitor arrivals from the Caribbean grew by 1.2% during the first 6 months of 2012, representing 47.7% of stay-over visitation to Dominica. Director of Tourism and CEO of Discover Dominica Authority, Mr. Collin says this will have a positive impact on Dominica as the persons involved in the tourism sector and also the wider community will see the effects of the increase.
Now, most of those visitors typically come from the French West Indies. They represent about 50% of those visitors coming from the Caribbean. And interestingly, the French West Indies showed a slight decrease for the first half, which means that the other English-speaking CARICOM nations made up the slack. In particular, we had Antigua with about a 10.2% increase over the first half. And other islands that contributed were Barbados. We also had St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, and then we had St. Martin.
Mr. Piper added this increase may be a direct result of the fact that it is still less costly to travel within the Caribbean rather than other places in the world which has been affected by the economic crisis.
The issue is whether there's value for money. And that is now dependent on the private sector in a lot of cases to make sure that the experience of people when on island is so unique and so different, and that they continue to come for those purposes. We do the destination marketing, and we have been doing quite a bit more in the Caribbean, in particular in the French West Indies in that regard.
As a sub-region, arrivals from Guadeloupe and Martinique represented 49.5% of regional stay-over arrivals and 23.6% of total visitation. This was despite a 1.7% decline in total arrivals from these two countries combined. He added that with each additional visitor spending an average of $300 EC per day, this circulates throughout the country where locals will benefit directly or indirectly, and every additional person makes a difference.
Well, the areas in particular that visitors spend in would be accommodation is number one. And obviously if you stay in an accommodation and you spend somewhere around $100 US for that accommodation, that accounts for a great majority of your actual spend. The other thing would be what you eat. Some people eat in hotels as well. Some visitors will go out to restaurants, so you see some trickle down in that regard. The other area obviously would be in shopping, and so most of the stores would recognize those benefits, and then a certain clientele have the affinity to go to the vendors, and so the vendors will realize some benefit in that regard.
The increase may continue throughout the year, as during the World Creole Music Festival and Christmas, there is a sharp influx of visitors to Dominica. Mr. Piper says during the first 6 months of 2012, English-speaking CARICOM arrivals grew by 8.4%. 28.8% of these arrivals were for business, and vacation and leisure was 70.3%, which translated to a 14.5% increase over 2011.
Another area that we're pleased to present improved results is in the area of excursionists coming to Dominica. As you know, excursionists are those who come to Dominica just for one day. They don't stay overnight. And we have about 750 people through the first half of this year that have come to Dominica as excursionists. We saw a very big bump from Martinique. In January, when Express des Îles celebrated 25 years in the business, we had 25 press from the French West Indies here. We inundated them with a lot of information, and part of the benefit was that at Carnival time, we saw an excursion to Dominica from Martinique with about 350 people. Since then, Express des Îles has been continuing their Tuesday excursions into Dominica from Guadeloupe and Martinique. We've seen another big group of 100, and so those two big tranches have resulted in the benefit that.
Although money spent by excursionists is lower than that of stay-over tourists, nevertheless it is being spent in Dominica.
The Rosa New Market was filled with positive energy as host of one of the most recognized radio programs, Sunday Praises, Mr. Heston Charles, along with members from the Sunday radio program, preached and sang. The 6 years and ongoing program began with the famous song Glory Glory, which had a major impact on the public. Became even more interesting when Mr. Charles began to preach. He made the statement, and I quote, "God commands may not sound too good to us, but in order for us to be healed, we must take it," end quote.
And so Naaman, lo and behold, his servant said to him, "You talk about all these other rivers, but listen to the prophet." Let me say to you, when the doctor prescribes paracetamol for your headache, you understand what I mean? You take it, don't you? Hello? When the doctor prescribes antibiotics, we take it, don't we? Because we want to get better. When the doctor puts a plaster on our wound, we don't remove it, don't we?
He mentioned that most people are willing to take commands from doctors and others without any hesitation or questioning. However, they do not apply the same principle towards God.
When God administers healing to us through his word, we must take it in Jesus' name. And so Naaman, he went down to Jordan. Somebody say amen. He went down to Jordan. He went down. And he went with all his servants. And while he came down to the river, he looked at the river and said, Magwesa, see how I come. But let me say to us here today, Naaman was determined to get better. This morning I'm saying to you, are you determined to get better? Are you determined for a better life?
Mr. Charles had a specific message to those determined for a better life but do not know how to go about achieving it.
Because the question is asked here this morning, if you want a better life, you have to follow. You must follow. You have to follow. You see, we want the better life, but we don't want to follow. But with God, you cannot have your cake and eat it. You have to follow. And so Naaman went into the river, and I can imagine, my dear brother, he's tiptoeing into the river. And he was watching to see if there are other captains looking at him. We are like that. We want to go to church, but we're looking to see who is looking at us. Somebody say amen. You understand what I'm saying? We want to give our life to Christ, but we're wondering what our friends might say. But let me say, I have found God, and I can tell you here this morning that there is power in God.
The aim of this outreach program was to bring the church to the people especially the ones who are physically unable to make it, and to those who claim that they are too busy.
There is no way to measure what you are.
Saturday, September 1st. The course, which was titled hosted a week of free certified dive courses for children between the ages of 13 to 15 from the 26th of August to September the 1st. Plongeur du Monde is a group of volunteer dive instructors who travel the world teaching children to dive, thus opening an opportunity for them to enter the dive industry. Their activities are centered on sustainable development through the sensitization of the importance of preserving our marine environment, the provision of dive courses with a possibility of starting a diving career by obtaining a professional dive certificate. The students learned a lot of valuable information on diving, which they had no previous knowledge of. This will now be very useful, especially for those on the path for a career in a related field. One of the participants, Ajayi Piper, says he truly enjoyed the course, and as the information he now has may be useful for him in the future.
And I've learned how to equalize airspaces as I go underwater. I've learned how to watch the marine life and do not touch the corals. I've learned about fishes as they gave me a fish book and pictures of the fishes and their names. And well, for my first time I've seen a stingray underwater, a squid, an octopus.
Piper says that he has been diving for 2 years but has finally been certified as an open water diver, which he was very proud of. Another participant, 14-year-old Nathan Joseph of Collin, expressed that his diving experience was great and he learned a lot through the course.
I learned different steps in diving, like what to do in emergency situations, how to react during emergency situations.
He plans on trying to achieve the rank of adventure diver next year. Devon Clement, who is from the village of Mero, says he learned how to dive and equalize underwater, and that the whole experience was fun and exciting. Secretary of the Sunset Bay Club, Ms. Kwame Na, explained more about the course.
Okay, so Plongeurs du Monde basically is a non-profitable organization who go around worldwide teaching kids to dive. So this year we welcome 7 of them, and they were with us last year teaching the kids. So some of the kids, they were here last year, some came back, and we had maybe 2 new ones. And basically they enjoy themselves. You know, some of them are rejoicing because they passed the program and they will receive their certificates. So we are willing to welcome more youth next year and introduce them to the diving world, teaching them to dive, or some of them just went out there and they enjoy themselves discovering fish that some of them said they saw on television but never saw close, and they really enjoy themselves for the diving program. So basically next year they will be coming again, and we welcome new kids to take part to this program.
The students added that they learned a lot more about marine life than before, and they will always remember the information they received. The course was organized by the Sunset Bay Hotel.
This has been a local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.